Okay, so we're going to explain the volcano and earthquake project today. I'm going to go through all your deadlines, your rubrics, explanation on how to do each part of this. If you have questions, I'll have certain times for you to ask questions. So let's start off at the top. Let's make sure that you've written your name, hour, and date up here. Okay? Name, hour, and date at the top. The other thing I want you to write up here in big letters is bring this to class every day. Without this, you can't do your research. It tells you how, it tells you what you need to do, tells you where you need to do it. Okay, so this is so important. You have to bring this to class with you every single day. Okay? For this project, the students will be expected to write an outline, a research paper, and make a creative presentation. So you have your choice between a model, a PowerPoint, or a poster board of the volcano or the earthquake that you choose to research. This assignment will be worth 110 points. Write that in. 110 points. This assignment will be about learning to use time wisely in class and at home, and how to create a presentation that reflects hard work. This is a perfect opportunity for students to learn the proper way to budget time and meet deadlines. In the real world, waiting until the last minute to accomplish goals may mean more work, more stress, less credit, or low self-esteem. Please take these deadlines seriously and know that the work and late work will be penalized. To help reinforce these deadline dates, students will be displaying their work for parents, staff members, and other students. Plagiarize. We've discussed this before. That's when you steal or pass off the ideas or words of another person or source as your own without citing the resource that you've used. Any project or paper viewed as plagiarized will result in a 0. No project will be accepted if it is not in the student's own words or properly cited in the MLA style on your bibliography. Okay, my volcano or earthquake that I choose to research and present will be, and on this line later today, you will write down the volcano or the earthquake that you choose to research, because we will assign that a little bit later. Task number 1, the due date. Write this down, please. Tuesday. We'll be on Tuesday, December 11th, 2012, and that part is worth 20 points. You're going to complete an outline, a bibliography. You're going to use online websites. Please do not use Wikipedia. Science textbook, library books, and other resources to collect data and information about my topic so that you can do the outline and the bibliography. And again, that bibliography is your list of resources that you've been using. You're going to keep all your notes in your notebook. If you don't have a notebook yet, you need to get one. You don't want to lose your research. You're going to track your resources, which is your bibliography. So you're going to be doing that bibliography as you're doing your research. Okay? And then you're going to be creating your outline also as you do your research. That's what we're going to be working on for the next 5 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's due Tuesday, December 11th. Now I want to talk about the bibliography and the outline. So if you would, please go to the page that looks like this. That's page 6 in your packet. Page 6. How to format resources in a bibliography. We had to make a bibliography when we did our element album. So now that was our practice leading up to this. Now you have to be even more professional with your bibliography. If you're going to use a book that has one author, you are going to write the last name of the author, comma, then write the first name, period. Write the title and underline it, Moose for Kids. Okay, then you're going to write the city and state, or sometimes it just gives you the state, but the place where it was published. So where was it published at? And then you're going to write who was the publisher. And in this case, it was Northwood Press Incorporated. And then the date this year is the copyright date. And sometimes it'll have the word copyright, or sometimes it'll have a C inside of a circle. Okay? If you already know all this, great. If not, maybe you should write that down so you remember what's what up there. Some of us will be using books that have more than one author, 2 or more. And so it's a little tiny different. It's just the difference is how you do the author. You'll do the first author, you'll write their last name, and then comma, and then their first name, period. And then you write, or comma, and then you write and then you write the other author's names normally, like you would any other time. Then again, you have the title underlined, then you have the where it was published, who published it, and then the copyright year. Some of you might use encyclopedias. If you're researching, Mount Rushmore, or not Mount Rushmore, Mount St. Helens, then you would put that in the quotes. The topic that you're researching in the encyclopedia would be Mount St. Helens. Then if you're looking in the Americana encyclopedias, you would write the Encyclopedia Americana. That's the name of the encyclopedia. Then the year of the edition. Okay? The last one is the trickiest one, and so many kids, as I noticed on that Element Family album, you did this a little bit incorrect. Make sure that you do this correct, because most of you are using online resources. Find the title, or find the author, and sometimes the author will be a person. Sometimes it might be like Duke University. Or it might be a company's name. Whoever the author is, you have to put it on there first. So the first thing you're putting on here is the author. The second thing is the name of the website. What's the name of it? Okay? Then we have a date, and usually this is an update or a revised. When was the website last revised? So that's the date you're looking for. And then lastly, this is the IP address. What's at the very top? We've been discussing that. Okay? That's how you do the bibliography. That's the information. Every time you go to a website or every time you're looking at a book, you need to write all of this information down about that resource so that when you go to write your bibliography page, you have all of that. For example, let's say I'm doing some research from my website, right? So let's say I got some information on there. So the author is who? Right, so the author would be, in fact, I can't put it. The author would be, let's use Tankard as my last name. Tankard, and Julie is my first name, and I put period there. Then the title of my website is Nicastri Tankard Science. And I have to underline that, right? So if we go back up here and look, the title is underlined, then I put a period, and the last day I revised it was, what was yesterday's date? 4 December 2012, period. And then I would put the IP address, which is www.net/groups/Nicastri Science. You guys understanding what I'm doing here? Okay, that's how it would look if I used my website as a resource. Okay, so let's go on to page 7. If you look at page 7 on your paper, you're going to look at a bibliography that a student did last year. See how neat and organized that is? And even alphabetical. And that's the way they should be. By the author's last name, it should be alphabetical. So when you're done listing all your resources, it should look similar to that. So now you have the how to format the bibliography, and you have what a sample actual bibliography page should look like. Okay? So let's also go on to talk about your outlining. Page 9. Okay? Page 9.